Well, for decades, Wendy Oxenhorn has come to the aid of countless people in need.
But as Antoine Lewis explains, after always being there for others, Wendy reluctantly found herself in need of help.
When Hurricane Ian struck the United States last September, Sanibel Island in southwest Florida was in its path of destruction. Among the many properties destroyed was this tiny, charming Shangri-La called the Tin Palace, the place Wendy Oxenhorn called home.
Every bit of that place was built with love. It was like a little museum. This place had an old Victrola. When you'd come into the trailer, I would play this old Victrola 1920s music. I had a diner booth from the 60s. Everything was destroyed. They didn't even want me to go in the house. I salvaged a few things.
This is video she took just days after the storm had passed. It was the only home she's ever owned. She now finds herself in a position she's never been in before. She needs help.
It's impossible. You know, certain people just on a cellular level cannot ask for help. When I was single parenting, I could never ask for help. You know, the one thing I've been able to ask for money for was when I was helping other people and doing the charitable work.
The charitable work was done through her role as vice chairman of the Jazz Foundation of America, located in the Garment District of Midtown Manhattan. For decades, the foundation has raised funds for scores of jazz and music artists when they found themselves in need of assistance. This is from a benefit in 2019 for the legendary Roberta Flack, who was battling serious illness at the time. And when some of the artists decline any help outright, the foundation finds unique ways to still do so, as was the case with groundbreaking folk singer and civil rights activist Odetta.
She would never have taken charities, so what we'd do is we'd have an event and we'd hire Miss Odetta and we'd pay her exactly what the mortgage was when she had fallen and broken her hip, you know, and she couldn't work meaningfully.
But Oxenhorn and her team were truly put to the test in 2005 when Hurricane Katrina destroyed the homes of countless musicians in New Orleans, the birthplace of jazz.
So I went down, like literally, I think it was 3 days after the flood, and I started meeting musicians, and they started telling me what happened. We're going to just start getting them into apartments now, and we're going to create a program where the musicians can start playing in shelters to lift the people up. So brass bands were playing in shelters. Remember, they were forced to be bused to Atlanta, to Houston, to shelters there, and they were forced to leave their homes. So all of a sudden, they find themselves in different states. So what we did was we created this Jazz in the Schools program where they could play wherever they had landed, get meaningful employment, and then get an apartment.
After a promising ballet career was cut short by injury, her connection to jazz began in her early 20s when she picked up a harmonica, having been influenced by the music of Muddy Waters and Little Walter. But there was a problem. Wendy didn't know how to play. So what better training ground than the New York City subway system?
I would get on the express train at 96th Street, ride down between the cars so I wouldn't disturb anyone. And one day I was in the train station and I met this great old man from Mississippi.
That great old man was blues musician Floyd Lee, a connection that changed her life forever.
I showed him my harmonica and he slapped his leg and said, "We're going to make goo-gobs of money." Really, what he wanted was a little blonde in a dress to pass the tip bucket. And I was pretty bad at first, but we got better, and we would get big crowds, and I would walk away with $200.
This is Wendy playing on stage during a jam session at the Apollo. Through her charity work with the Jazz Foundation of America, she's earned the friendship and respect of titans in the entertainment industry, having worked extensively with the likes of Quincy Jones.
I call him a love machine. He's built to give. You know, talk about loving the many. That's Quincy Jones.
And legendary tenor saxophonist Sonny Rollins is one of the many greats Wendy has called on when putting together fundraising benefits. Now 92 years old, Mr. Rollins spoke with Fox 5 by phone from his residence in Woodstock about the work Wendy has done.
It's very important that musicians who have so much going against them anyway have someone in their corner, So she's a very beloved person, and it's my privilege to do something to repay her for her kindness and her generosity.
In the late 80s, Wendy helped start Street News, a local newspaper created to empower homeless New Yorkers.
They get 50 cents from every paper they sell at 75 cents.
It is that generosity that first comes to mind for her friend, soprano star Michael Imperioli.
Written and published by homeless individuals, giving them a voice and an opportunity to earn money and earn a living. Her house was wiped out down in Sanibel Island, and you know, a lot of us are trying to help her out because she's always been there for everyone else.
In 2016, the National Endowment of the Arts awarded Wendy Oxenhorn its Jazz Master honor in recognition of her 20-plus years of helping musicians in need. In May, she traveled to Eastern Europe, specifically Ukraine, and joined humanitarian relief efforts there in its ongoing war with Russia.
It was delivering food to orphanages that are off the beaten path. It was delivering protective equipment to, you have to realize the soldiers are fathers and sons, civilians. Half of them were in sneakers, didn't even have helmets. They were warring in jeans, okay? They had no protection. Often they didn't even have a bag to carry ammunition, so if they were shot, they couldn't shoot back more than once.
Having lost her own battle against Mother Nature, she now finds herself back in New York, trying to find ways to save her beloved Tin Palace. A GoFundMe account has been set up to help raise the money that she needs. And all the while, she's still helping others in need. Because as musicians will tell you, when the beat doesn't go as planned, you improvise.
What I miss more than anything was that this was a space where I lived and had my life. I understand loss and things. I'm not attached to things. But this was a space that was magical.
From Midtown East, Antoine Lewis, Fox 5 News.
Devastating to lose your home like that.
Yeah.
Good to see.
Hopefully they can get it back.
Yeah, all of her good works come back to her, though, for sure.